All right, we're back, this time with the new face happening. Give that Jay Peckham guy a bit of a break there.
He's old and tired and weak.
Yeah, 3-0 right now. Not in favor of your Sarnia Sting. Jay and I don't know if you watched any of it. Jay and I were talking like Sting's playing a good hockey game out there.
They're doing good.
There's been a couple of times Nick saved us, but that's him doing his job. Is what he's supposed to. Just been some great opportunities, even just recently before the end of this period. They were right there. The puck just couldn't pick up the puck, and it's frustrating to watch, but it's got to be frustrating for the Sarnia Sting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. There's been a few opportunities. They're doing what they need to do out there. Just the luck hasn't been going our way.
Yeah.
When it comes to the goals against, there's been, the defense has got a little bit of work to do. They haven't been showing up, I don't think, anyway, in my opinion, as much as they need to be on at least 2 of the 3 goals that Flint's got.
Right.
But other than that, down the offensive zone, they're doing what they need to do. They just need something to go their way.
I know that, right. Like, it's just, you're right there, and it just, that little smidgen just is, But, they're coming out. I think they're playing hard. And we talked about, Jay and I talked about, like, Ryan Brown, for example, who was away at the U17. Mm-hmm. So, he hasn't had a lot of opportunity to be practicing with the Sarnia Sting since he got back. You got Kai Schwint out there, who's new to the team.
I'm liking that kid.
Yeah, you like him?
He's showing some good aggression. Yeah. He's moving the puck around well. Duncan Schneider, too, who's been around just for a couple of games now, too. Yep. I'm loving the physicality he's bringing to this team. That I think that's a hole that we've been missing with that. So I think these 2 new guys we've brought in this last week are going to be a great asset to this Sarnia Sting organization.
Yeah. And they just need time to kind of catch up and get the feel for what's going on. That's always something that happens when you bring in new players. I agree. I think they've both been doing very well for the Sarnia Sting. And, the shots on goal, what do we got here? We're like 11-14. So it's not like the Sting is not there making the shots, trying to get it in that net. They've come up, it's been pretty good on the penalty kill. We talked about it when they had that double minor going. That was 4 minutes of penalty kill time. And these 2 teams are pretty equal. Like, I think the Sarnia Sting's like 13th overall in the penalty kills, and Flint is like 9th. So, but that being said, Flint's been able to have penalty kills against us as well. Yeah,
they're moving. I think the Firebirds are moving the puck around. Their passing is definitely a lot better. Like we talked about, many times in the past about the Sting passing, how they've got some issues there. They had done really well with it even at the beginning of this year. They were doing better with it, but I feel like in the last few weeks they've kind of regressed back, and their passing game is really not where it needs to be. They're putting a lot of bad passes into the skates of their teammates instead of on their sticks. They're trying these long passes across the rink through 3 opponents where they're just getting intercepted far, far too often. So, that's definitely something they kind of need to go back and take another look at. And then they're going to get more opportunities offensively because, if they don't have those bad turnovers, we're going to see more of those opportunities. Like you said, the shots are very close. We've got 11 shots to Flint's 14. If we weren't giving up those bad turnovers, those shots would probably be, a much larger number in our favor. Yeah.
Well, the third period, the final opportunity here for the Sarnia Sting at 3-0. They're going to have to work really hard, above and beyond, really, to get caught up to Flint, who really, they came here to play hockey. They're ready to go. They're typically a big team, as they still are as far as size goes. And I said it before, Flint, for some reason, is no matter where they are in the standings ever, seems to have the Sarnia Sting's number. They're like a thorn in the side.
It has been, and a lot of it, they play an aggressive game. They play an aggressive, physical game. Where Sarnia has had that in the past. I haven't seen that very much at all this year.
No.
I think they need to start bringing that. They can play an aggressive game, but they're not ever playing a very physical game. And now that they've brought in this Duncan Schneider, I've seen him throwing his body around quite a bit. I think he's going to be a great asset to that aspect of our team. Yeah, it's like I think that is.
Yeah.
While normally that might not be something that a team will focus on, it is an important part of this game. I'm not saying go out and starting fights and throwing hands and stuff like that.
No, we got to play hockey.
But they definitely need to make a physical presence because no matter who they're playing, there's no fear on the other team. They just coast into our zone knowing that there's not going to be any physical resistance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did see, Jay and I talked about that earlier too. We have seen a little bit more physical than I think what the Sting brought. Last year it showed up a little bit more coming into the playoffs. They were getting more aggressive and physical, and that does seem like something that needs to be filled in here. And like you said, with the new players that are here, it's like, hey, how's it going? The new players that are here, maybe they're going to fill in some of that gap. Offensively into the corners, though, we haven't been doing, I think, as good of a job as we need to when we're in those corners offensively. Jay Peckham talked about that. Hello, Connor. Hey, man. Everybody's here today. It's Sunday. Nobody has anything better to do. So
what better is there to do than come and watch Sarnia Sting play some hockey, no matter who their opponents are? It's always a good time here at the Hive.
It is. Well, hopefully we'll see in about 8 minutes the Sarnia Sting come back out here and bring some more of the game. We know that this team, Lee, has it in them because they came out at the start really strong, really well, and showed that this young team label that they're capable of doing this. We've come strong against teams like Sault Ste. Marie, London, and many others, right? So it just seems like they're a little bit stuck, and they've just got to find their way to climb back out of that hole. But the skills are there. We've seen Al Letang talk at postgame about they're really impressed with this team that they're working with. Dylan Sika said the same thing. So they just got to keep pushing, and have that no-quit attitude.
Yeah.
And I think this team will really get there, and they're still a playoff team, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And you say that no-quit attitude. I mean, unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot of the opposite of that from this team lately. I mean, that 3-game road trip that on the Eastern Swing there, as soon as they went down 1-0 in both Kingston and in Ottawa, you could see it in their faces. You could see it in their style of play. They had almost given up early in the game. They're playing. I mean, I hate to say it, but they started playing lazy hockey in those games. And, 1-0 deficit is not hard to overcome unless you give up. And it seems like almost that's what they did. They need to understand 60 minutes is a long time. You have a lot of hockey to play. Overcoming adversity and overcoming, the other team having a lead is just part of hockey. You can't go out there and take the lead every game and just enjoy those type of victories. Those come from behind victories need to happen. You need to have that aggression. You need to have that mindset where it's like, you know what, we might be down, but we're not out of this. And I've been seeing a lot of that from the Sarnia Sting this year. When they do get down, I don't want to say they give up because that's not true. They don't give up, but it is
that's
kind of their game changes.
For sure. We talked about that before. And you were there. You went on the road with the family, didn't you? Talk about that experience a little bit.
Oh, it was a great time. I mean, it's always nice to go on the road, but when you make a whole weekend out of it, 3 games. We were in Peterborough. We were in Kingston. We were in Ottawa. Yeah, my son's 7 years old, so he was having a great time. We went for the first night in Peterborough. We picked the team up a great big bag of treats. We had cookies, donuts, things like that for him. He was able to bring it right to them almost just outside their dressing room at that first venue.
Nice.
They loved the teams loved it. And, some of these guys with these kids are just amazing. And, in the past, guys like Ben Gaudreau, guys like Owen McDonald, who is still great with the kids. We're seeing that now with a couple of the new guys like James Barr. James Barr was amazing with my son that whole time. Like, he gave him a puck over the glass during warm-ups in Peterborough, and then when he saw him there the next night in Kingston, he recognized him, tossed him another one. And then a couple days later when we were in Ottawa, he saw him. He didn't have a puck with him. He actually he went searching for a puck to give to my kid. He went across the rink, grabbed one from somebody, came back, tossed him over. So, I mean, if nothing else, this team is great with their fans, and being on the road with them, especially on when we're that far away, where we were one of very few Sting fans in the crowd that night. So
that's cool.
And all 3 buildings, great buildings. We didn't have any issues of any kind with any of the hometown fans. We had a great experience in every barn. So I would definitely highly recommend if you get a chance to go on the road with the Sting. Always a great time.
And your kids, right? You know, you just created some new family members there. That's awesome. About 4.5 minutes away, the Sarnia Sting. Last opportunity for them to come out here and show the fans what they are capable of doing. I really think we're going to see a strong period here. Hopefully that's the result we're looking for. Post-game press conference will be coming up live from the restaurant, so keep an eye out on this page and YouTube, and of course on the Sarnia Sting social medias as well. You always know when the kids are here. All right.
I feel like it was this guy right here.
Maybe. Right, was it him? Are you making all the noise? He's going to do it again.
That was definitely
that's a
fully grown adult.
That's a big kid there.
That is a very
He's taller than both of us. All right, well, live from the concourse. Thanks for watching, everybody. David Burrows with the Sarnia Sting and my friend Lee Bazeley. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go Sting, go!